Hello, welcome to part 23 of the programming stream. Yay! So we don't have much left after today. We are actually almost very close to completion. Today I want to do some of the remaining things that we have to do, which is adding loading screen, adding the kill counter, um, adding the options to the actual game scene, etc. I think that's though we have like just a little bit of few extra bits that need to be done, and then all that's left is the optimization. Although the game does run at 60 FPS for all the time. So let's add our loading screen. Um, so for the loading, we're going to do something we haven't really done a lot, which is a IE numerator, and that's going to be load scene, like so. We will then, of course, start our loading with the press of the button. So that will be passed through somewhere in the main menu. So public void load button, like so. And what we will have to display loading is we will have a text component, loading text, and we will have a bar, so an image. So private image, loading image, like so. Initiate loading sequence. Coroutine that handles loading of a scene, like so. And here we'll just start the coroutine load scene, like so. Now, with this done, we can start working on our loading sequence. So for this, we will use a option called the asynchronous operation. So we need a scene using Unity Engine scene management. Like so, because any scene changes have to be handled from here. This also means that we can completely remove it from our from our main menu area. So async operation scene manager dot load scene async. So async means loading a scene on top of the current one, and I believe the scene we want to load is scene 1, going numerically. And then our async operation, it's going to be set to false because we don't want it to activate straight away. And then we simply just loop through the operation. And while that loop is done, until it's done, and while that's done, we can set up our text and our loading bar. So our loading text text is going to be equal to, I guess we can type something like loading 3 dots plus, and then progress times 100 plus, and then we can put the percentage sign at the end. To do the button, we'll just do loading image dot fill amount, and then actually we can just put this into a, so it does it times 100, so we just need to put or which means it's a value between 0 and 1. Fill amount has to be an amount 0 between 0 to 1 anyway, which is great. I actually forgot how to do fill amount. I have a big brain freeze. I just woke up. Quick. What? Oh, so fill amount divided by the actual full. I should be like this because our async is going to be a value between 0 and 1 is the fully loaded scene. So if our async progress is going to be higher than or equal to 0.9, that means it's almost ready. Then all we have to do is change all of our vars. So we can do something like loading.text is equal to, and then we change that to press any, or press any or press a specific key. No, let's just do press. Yeah, let's do space to continue. And then we can just set our fill amount to 1, which is maximum. And then finally we need to do input.get key down, keycode.space, like so. And then async operation dot allow scene activation is equal to true. And we're just going to yield and that should be good enough for our loading sequence. Now, with this done, let's have a look at what we have else to do. So our list here, add kill counter. So let's add a quick kill counter for our enemies and then tweak slightly how the game over displays information. So adding kill counter is going to be very easy. If we just go into enemy health, every time an enemy is killed, we just have to call a function within the game manager to keep track of it. So in the game manager, let's create a private int kill count. And then in start, kill count will be equal to 0. And let's have a look at the take damage function. So take damage adds money every time we kill an enemy. So we can just use that to, actually, this is the temporary function we no longer need. So we can remove it. Where are we? This is no longer needed. So in update money, no, because update money gets run many times. So let's just do this. Kill count, make it accessible. Game manager dot instance dot kill count plus equals 1, like so. And with this, we are adding a new kill count every time our enemy dies. And let's go over to our game over text. So right now we only enable the text, but we do want to add maybe a little bit more to it. Final total kills, and then put something like this. So total kills, how many you've killed. So what we really have to do is end game text.text, and that will be equal to game over. Now the question is, how do you do does doing a line break work the same way in Unity as it would everywhere else. Let's give it a try. So we have game over. Let's do /n. Total kills. Look, look. Actually, let's just do this for now. And then what else do we want to have? Press. What do we press? Press. Okay, let's change any key to space. Display. Input.get key down. Space. Key code space. The reason why I want to change it to only space is because when I was testing it last time, I would just press a random button and it would leave, and I still wanted to have a look at what was happening. Press space to main menu. That looks like a mouthful. Let's see how that's going to work. Oh yeah, I actually need to lose a game for this to happen. Sure. Should say 0 kills. Okay, so it does work. Can I? This is going to be silly. Well, I only did this in get strings. Total. No. I'll have to do it slightly differently. Whatever. Let's just do separate them out. Oop. Okay, out like so. There we go, fixed. Yeah. So we have this done. Now, what else do we have? No. Add loading screen to the game. Well, we'll do that in a second. Add options from pause menu. So let's add the options from the pause menu. So right now, if we press play and we press escape, we have main menu. What we do want to add is another option, which is the pause panel. Wait, did the alpha show up? Yeah, it does. Okay, so let's enable this, add a brand new button, and drag it so it's second, and call it game options. Game options, like so. Damn, with how much we have left, this could be potentially the very last one before any major testing has to be done. So let's go to main menu now and make a prefab of our options panel. That would be the easiest way to handle it. Prefabs, resources prefabs, and let's just drag it here. Now we can go back to our game scene. Sure, save it. Go into our prefabs. And now let's open up the canvas and just drag in our options panel. Of course, we want to unpack it and we want to add it into the pause menu. So let's open up our pause menu and let's make a new reference to our options panel. Now, options panel. What? Oh. We will set that, of course, to false because we don't want options to display straight away. We will have to modify the options just a little bit. because we don't want the options to have the gameplay panel, as we don't want the user to be able to adjust the gameplay through in the middle of a round. Gameplay options should be only modifiable during the gameplay aspect. I mean, during the options. So options, let's call this. And now let's add functionalities to this button. So if we go here, let's make a new public void open options. Then options panel .gameObject.set active true. What we also want now is to be able to leave options. So we'll just make a new function and call it public void return from options. And we'll just call this instead. So closes options and opens pause menu again. Opens options panel like so. What else do we have here? So in this we can open change for return to menu. No, return from options like so. There we go. And now let's add the correct function into our button, which is going to be return from options. And now let's see what's going to happen. We press play, we go into options, we click on it, nothing happens. Of course, nothing happens because we didn't probably assign it here. Yeah, we didn't. So where is our options panel? Like right here. There we go. That's fine now. Okay. Pause. Open options. Hello. Okay. Okay. Oh. Wow. I picked the wrong one. Open options. There we go. Actually, one thing I'm going to add is I'll freeze out the camera movement when we press escape. Oh, it's already frozen. I'll need to, yeah, actually, whatever. There we go. So we do have access to it. Now let's open this object here and see if it works properly. Yes, it does, but this button shouldn't work now. Yeah, it doesn't. The reason why this button doesn't work is because we now have to modify this button. So let's go here and find the return button. Go into canvas, find our pause menu, and then return from options like so. So now we can go like this, like this, like this, and the game works. So that's done. Let's open up. So add options from pause menu. Yep. Language selection could be an extra episode at some point. This will definitely not be done anytime soon. Testing, I'll get some people to test the project today for sure. And now let's do, actually, there is more things that we need to do. We need to optimize the project so it doesn't use so much resources. So optimization would be a separate session, and later on today I'll be streaming again after a little break, and we need to clean up the code slightly. Yeah, so it'll be cleaning up and optimizing, and those will be dedicated to, well, we can actually start the cleaning process soon. Let's first do the loading sequence though. So for this, let's create a new panel. course, I don't have a. Let's put these box around it like so, and we're going to call it loading panel. Let's attach our loading script to it, and let's see what the loading script was actually doing. No, loading can't be in here. Loading has to be in here. Loading screen. So what we need is two places. Let's check out what this does. So whatever handles changing scenes will have to not do it anymore. So that's going to be the main menu. So instead of doing, where are we? So once we select the level, we set the level, but we don't load this scene. We actually open up the loading. So opens up the loading sequence. Of course, the game should load almost instantly anyway. It might even load slower with the loading screen right now because it's extra piece of code that does all of that. But it is a good thing to have. So yeah, we already loaded one. So let's make a reference to our loading. So private loading screen loading, and then in start get it loading is equal to this dot game object dot component loading. And then of course we need a access to the panel. So our loading panel. So let's just add it here. Loading panel like so. And when we press here, the loading panel will be set to true. So loading panel dot aim object dot set active true. And of course on start, we're just going to set it to false. Just in case, I'll make sure it's definitely turned off. And now that we have this, we can do loading dot, what was the function called? Load button. Load button. Well, I guess it's not a load button anymore. Well, it kind of is. And that will initiate our entire loading sequence. So now these have to be serializable fields. So we can drag and drop. Now, text that displays how much we've loaded percentage-wise. Image that displays how much has loaded so far, like so. Script that loads our game in a second window. Now, my question is, will I have two scenes loaded? Because we might have to unload main menu, or no? I don't, well, whatever. Let's try this, see how it's going to work. So this should work. We have our loading panel. Our loading panel has to consist of two things. First, let's drag in our panel. So we need a text and a image. So let's create the image first, put it at the bottom, extend it slightly higher. There we go. So that's going to be the loading background. Let's attach one of our already made buttons. That one should do. Do we not have something that we use for the enemies, by the way? We do. So let's use the health background, make a copy, attach it as a parent child, put the green one in. This slightly is color clashing now. Let's try to maybe, no, maybe. Nah, let's just leave it. So this is loading foreground, loading background. It's not the prettiest thing visually, but it'll do the job. Now we need to change this so it's a fill amount, and we don't want it to be radial. We want it to be horizontal. Yep, like so. This, of course, spreads fully through this bar. This one's set properly, and let's add now text. Text is going to be set above and centered, slightly bigger, loading 50%, like so. I feel like those triple dots really ruin it. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I don't know why that was a good idea. This will be better. Okay, this is text loading, loading. Now with this, everything we can attach, and let's try this out. So let's go back to our, well, let's disable the loading panel from here. We could actually use this as a background image instead. I'll think about that in a second. So start the game, level 4. There you go. It loaded almost instantly. Well, would you look at that? Our game does get unloaded properly, so everything's fine. Oh, that's right. Our temporary variable, which destroys our player data, has triggered. So yeah, that has to be gone. Yeah, let's add our little background as our loading screen as well. I think it's gonna look nice, maybe. So let's add a new image. I kind of want this image to be at the behind everything, and let's put it from here all the way to here. There we go, like this. And let's drag in our little background, the game image. There we go. Looks great. Kind of image, the background. I mean, we could be creative and we could cycle through many images, but there's no point. There is actually no point to do that. Slightly, the loading bar is not as visible anymore. Let me just slightly adjust that fact. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create like this little overhang of a different color. Let's put these guys inside and make them go all in. I don't know if this is, at least it has the outline now. Okay, with this, I think we've done majority of the things we wanted to do. We have loading completed, main menu works. Let's go. This is actually, yep, loading works. So since we still have a little bit of time left, I will start with cleaning up. I want optimization to be its own standalone. So first I'll remove anything that we don't need. So what's this? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll just go around removing all the serializable things we don't need for now. What do we have here? We need this, and that's fine. Now let's go into the game manager. Oh, I think there are some problems with game manager because right now we just set the money. We need to use the actual preset which we've highlighted out. We don't need to see how much money we have. Can we remove this? thought so. Okay, next one. We need this, we need this. Then need to see how many enemies are there in the current wave. I don't need to see that either, do I? I think that is attached automatically anyway. So let's remove that. Don't need to see if the game is paused because I already know if it is. So let's close that, close that. Now I'm doing all of these things, but we never know if the game's gonna start playing. But it'll just complain, so it's fine. Once we just start test playing the game. So let's open up the remaining ones. We need all three of these. Oh, tower selection. Handles, clicking the icon of the tower and the tower placement bar. So that's good. That's good. Slow factor. No, no need to know what the slow factor is. We never set it as anything. I mean, we directly set it anyway. That's good. Yeah, that one. I think all of these don't have to be visible. I think they were only here. What do we have here? Dockable docks have to be displayed. These have to be displayed. And then there should be nothing in. Oh, there is the radius. Wait. Oh yeah. Whatever. This is actually good. There we go. Yeah, I feel like this part. Sadly, there is not much left, so this part is gonna be very short. Let's open up these guys, 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 these guys. It's nothing useful. All good. All good. I'm definitely going to region most of the code just so it doesn't get in the way as much as well. What do we have here? Oh, I don't. Oh, none of these have to be visible. Handles gathering and saving user data throughout scenes. Have a look at the tile. Tile has everything that it needs. Generator generates the map in game scene. Oh, oh. This is technically like commenting part 3, I guess. We need the levels, game object spawn tile. I don't think we need to know. I know we do. All spawn tile. That's all fine then. Slider text have to be shown. Game object tile block has to be shown. That's all good. These are actually already set properly. That's all good. Wait, is it? I don't think we need to know this. We need to do this, and we don't need to do that as well. That's all good. Main menu, good. It's good. and we actually already had that open before. Let's go through every tower. Yeah, the towers are the code that we'll definitely come back to, because all of our most of our optimization will be going through the tower classes. Okay, so let's open this one. That's all good. Handles the mechanics of the bullet that switches types from ice to fire. The stores to materials that represent ice and fire. The reference to the to be rendered to be able to switch materials in runtime. So good. Sets the material to be fire effect color, and then this will be the opposite to be ice. What we have here, that's all good. All good. Should be okay. Okay. F this button. It is used. Can it be just like this? Or not? Yeah, so that's fine. For the bullet, I don't think we ever set the target and we ever set the speed. We only get it from different sources. Same with damage. Maybe not with that one. Let's actually do a quick test of the level. I mean, looks fine. Looks fine, works fine, means it's fine. I don't need to see. No, we do need that because we do alter what this is, and we do alter our trail times as well. Well, handles the functionality of a tower. So we don't need to see what debuffs we currently have applied. We need to set that mask, so that's important. We don't need to know what target we currently have selected. Need to know this, need to know this. That's fine here too. Oh, we need to add the sounds into the game. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. I don't want to do that at all. The code, so the code for the sounds is actually already there. I just need to drag and drop them. So what does this do? How often the buff repeats its function. So actually the reason why we repeat the buff is very simple, because I don't want to be in I don't want it to be possible to place a tower, then delete it, and the buff still be present. And if we just run the update ever so often, we can actually increase it to a way bigger number, so it doesn't happen as often. I mean, so it happens less often in the actual call. And let's just change this to 1. Actually, let's see if that's gonna apply it straight away or not. Just do a quick test. So let's place a basic tower, which has, we don't have enough money now, do we? Okay. Let's nerf the pricing a little bit. A temporary tower range boost. So we have free range if let's change the price to 0. What is this? Signal per tower. Okay, so it does it after a second. What happens on the second tick? No, it applies it straight away anyway. So that's good. We didn't comment this at all. So starts invoking a function that buffs the allies for a period of time. Disables the invoke so it doesn't happen when the object is inactive. We have here checks for all nearby enemies and provides them with the buff corresponding to the ID. That's fine. What do we have here? We need that. I don't think we need the set. We just need to get the spike. We have here line renderer. Yes. Definitely don't need to set anything. Just get. What do we have here? That's fine. Performs shooting for the ice fire cannon with switch bullet. And that's just going to be set to null. There we go, like so. So we can remove these. Where is there a saying this? Also, why is there a line like that? Go away. What do we have here? That's all good. All good. And this, yeah, this is a mechanic that was supposed to exist but doesn't. So I think there's something happened to it. No, it's still fine. So why is it showing like this? What's the problem? It's not this. It's not this. It's not this panel. I know what it is. It's the message. Where is it? Tooltip. What happened to you, Tooltip? Why did you become like this? Wait, it's way around. I have no idea how this happened. But it's still showing up as there's something else that's wrong. So that's Tooltip. That's fine. What's that? So it is a scroll bar. What's wrong with your scroll bar? You need. Oh, you're too small. You were just too small. That's fine. I'll make you slightly bigger and move these guys around. No. But they have to fit within the mask. What does the mask have? Nothing. They're just attached to the corner. Mm. On no scroll bar, I think you're being too picky. Oh, that's fine. Oh. See, I'm scared to be resizing things at this stage. You know, let's push everything higher. Going. Let's go like this. Ah, okay. This Firstly, options, go away. Where are you? Okay. Yeah. To be honest, we're actually let's just keep going through this real quick, and then I'll try to fix this and then finish the stream because there really is not much left to do for us today. Also, I think this is not used anywhere, so this can go away. A lot of flickering on the screen. Okay, so tooltips, yep, that's basically it. Pulling, I don't think there would be any with problems. No, pulling is how it's supposed to be. Particle is how it's supposed to be. This guy's how it's supposed to be. Sure. Sure. Maybe the camera needs somewhere. I mean, the camera definitely needs somewhere, but is it necessary? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. That's all good. That's all good. I think I did the bullets. Yeah, I did over the bullets. Okay. That means we've checked every single class. Looks all right. That means all we really need is doing the regions. So clean up the other regions. And then we need to do the optimization. You go away. Yeah, so for the remaining time, I'll just fiddle around with the UIs. So that's good. Let's move this higher. Where is it? There you go. So I can actually move this higher, no problem. With this moved, the tooltips have been moved as well. This needs fixing now. So this will go, of course, all the way up to this. So they're set properly. The mask is within its boundaries now. Why is it middle center, upper left? There you go, like so. And they have to be within these boundaries. And that gives us enough space for the bar not to struggle anymore. That should be fine. Yeah, the bar is big enough. It doesn't seem. This is what bothers me really. Where's the slider? I never. Where are we? So. Wait, I actually don't know why. The scroll reg scrolls without the scroll bar. As for scroll bar, oh, I think I know what the problem is. I think it's because of that, right? No, because we have a scroll bar for that. What does this do? Okay, no, I don't care. It's so unimportant. Okay, so this is it. The game is, well, it's pretty much finished for the prototype. I need to optimize it greatly. The biggest problem with the code currently is the fact that we are instantiating objects still during play, as well as this. Where is it? These guys. There's nothing wrong with this code per se. What's wrong is that we do it in update. We shouldn't be doing this on update. This should be done less frequently, and we will just change this to invoking instead. Yeah. So that'll be it for today. Thank you for checking out. And I think we have one or two parts left, and this series is officially over.